I'm Callum Godfrey. I'm the associate producer at Activision, working on the movies. It's a game being developed by Lionhead and published by Activision, due for release in fall 2005. I'm going to take you through the game today, give you a bit of a walkthrough and show you some of the key. The game itself takes place between 1920 and present day. So it covers the whole kind of Hollywood Tinseltown phenomenon right from the start through to present day. You start out making very simple, very basic silent movies, kind of slapstick comedies, the kind of stuff you'd expect. And as time progresses, you'll end up making much more advanced, much more detailed kind of Hollywood blockbusters. So what we have here is my basic studio lot. The year is 1976. I'm $4.8 million in debt, so I've not been doing particularly well. And I'm currently ranked 10th in the studio league tables, so it's kind of a good idea to have a movie in production, and that's what I've got here. I've got a Western. This is my last chance Western, so to speak. As you can see down here, it's in production. I have my cast and my crew on screen, on set, and they're going to go through the filming process, and hopefully it's going to be a big seller for me, because like I say, I'm losing money. My studio profile's going down, and those are really key elements of the game. You need to be making money and being successful. So we can see my actors, they're kind of going through, doing their bit, riding their horses. It's not just about having actors on screen and on set though, you know, there's all kinds of other facilities as well. So we'll talk you through some of the key aspects of the game while those guys are recording. The game itself obviously is about making movies, hence the title, The Movies. But one of the other aspects is actually managing the studio and also managing the stars within that. Now, as part of managing the studio, you have to hire and fire people, which is done with a very simple kind of drag and drop interface. So you drag people around, you put them where you want them to be, they will then fulfill that role. It's very quick, very simple, very streamlined. Now, as I say, one of the aspects is managing your stars within your studio. Now, show business is kind of an up and down business. It's not easy being a Hollywood celebrity, and certainly for some stars it's been a lot more tough than others. So one of our actresses here, Miss Kirsty McKinnell, she's had a real problem with basically gaining pounds. She's addicted to eating food. She keeps going back to this burger van, and as we can see, she's piled on a few pounds here and there. She's not looking at her best. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and encourage Kirsty to kind of use some of the exercise equipment over here, and hopefully she's going to take some subtle hints and try and burn off a few. So we'll just see how she gets on with the chin-ups. Yeah, she's kind of struggling, you know, obviously carrying some excess weight there. I think we'll leave her to that for a second, because I've just been told that my movie's now ready for release. So that means that my director and my cast and crew have all finished, and they're free to spend some time for us to examine in a bit more detail. Now, as we saw earlier, these guys are all shooting the movie and stuff, and that was all going really well. If we just basically look at our director, we'll see that their stress level's really high. Now, what that means is they're going to find it very difficult to interact with the other stars of the game. Managing the relationships of your stars is really important. Basically, everyone will have their own level of like and dislike, and it's up to you to try and make sure that's as high as possible. So you can make your stars go to restaurants together, chat together, go for drinks together to try and increase their friendliness. Now, our stressed out director here, as you can see, she's staggering around, she's not looking too good. Basically, her stress levels have driven her to drink. So I think probably the best thing to do with her is to take her out of the way and drop her into rehab. You know, that way she's not going to be tempted to go back to her alcohol addictions or anything like that. Now, Kirsty, basically we've had no luck with Kirsty. She's gone away from the exercise machines. She's back at the burger van, so I think the only option we've got left is to get drastic. It's time to go to liposuction. So we're going to drop Kirsty into there. We're going to, basically she'll go in, she'll get changed, then she'll come back out, have some surgery. We'll give nature a helping hand, and we'll come back later and check on her progress. So as I said before, our director has gone into detox. You can see here that they're giving off some much more positive signals. These happy icons indicate that she's kind of getting good treatment, she's feeling better about herself. And when she comes out of detox, we're hopefully going to have some chance to go into publicity with her, get some PR done, and then show how she's going to basically become the new clean face of Hollywood. She beat her addiction and she's feeling much, much better. So we'll drag her into the PR room, set up a press conference. She can talk about how she's feeling much better about herself, and you can see straight away she's gone up to #1 in the studio rankings. So she's getting some press, she's feeling good, the public are loving her, they're feeling her comeback and stuff. So very quickly we'll just go and check on Kirsty. Her liposuction's finished, and as we can see, she's looking a lot better now. She's kind of back to being the slim, sexy Hollywood starlet she was a little while ago. So that's a really quick introduction to how you can kind of make the stars react and very quickly manage their relationships and how they're feeling. Now, the big aspect of the game really is making the movies. That's done in one of two ways. You can either do it automatically by assigning someone to write an action movie or a horror movie, whatever genre you like, and they will then generate an automatic script for you. So we'll see here these guys are going to go in, they're going to start writing scripts. They start acting out scenes using guns while they're writing, basically getting into the role. Now that's the very basic way of doing it. That's the quick and simple way. The really creative way for anyone who's into making movies is to actually go and make their own. So if we go into the advanced movie making screen, we'll see that we can basically make our own movies in any genre we choose between those 5 there. You can assign a name to your movie if you like, or you can write your own. And you can then use your actors to do what you like with, really. So we'll assign our new sexy looking Kirsty as the love interest. We'll get a hero and a villain in there. And then what we'll do is we'll very quickly show you how to make a movie. So we'll choose a set, and then we choose a scene to go on that set. The movie making stuff is incredibly simple. It's been streamlined and refined to the point where you can make movies in a matter of minutes. Every set has a number of scenes that will work on that, and there are 7,000 scenes in the game. Now that's a lot to do, so basically the best way to do this is to try searching for specific variables. So if we search for a Kung Fu scene, if we were going to make a Kung Fu movie, we'll try Kung Fu shot 1. And then we'll see, basically you get like a short Kung Fu action sequence, and then you can adjust the variations on that a little bit. Now, considering we're in a graveyard, it doesn't really look right to kind of have it looking so dull and natural. So we'll add a little bit of dry ice, maybe we'll change the time of day, get it a bit darker outside, and straight away you can see the atmosphere has kind of changed. But I'm feeling a bit creative, so I think we'll tweak it a little bit more. It's a graveyard. We don't really like the idea of having 70s guys dancing in a graveyard doing some kung fu. So we'll go to the costume screen and make them look a bit more graveyard-esque. Now if I wanted to, I could basically take any costume we've got here from the thousands available. I can alter them, I can tweak them, I can make them as customizable as possible. But we'll go for one of the preset monster costumes because we're in the graveyard. So we'll try a werewolf. And then we'll go back to the game, and you can see how that affects things. And we'll go back to the camera view, and we'll hit the play button. And there you can see straight away it's a bit more of a horror movie. We've got a kung fu werewolf feeding the life out of some sort of 70s disco dancer. So as you can see, we've got a lot of cross genre stuff in there, depending on how you choose to play it. That could either be a serious comedy, a serious kung fu movie, or it could be a comedy kung fu movie like we have now. And then to create more content, you just choose additional scenes from all the sets we have, and string it together that way. So it's a really quick, really simple process to make a movie. So the real creativity side though comes in once you've created a movie here, and you then go to what we call the post-production screens. I'll very quickly show those to you now. Okay, what you can do in the post-production screens, it's just like having all the tools that you'd expect in a recording studio or a film editing studio. You can add your own dialogue, you can add your own sound effects, you can add subtitles. It's like having the ability to make the cutting-edge machinima type movies that you've seen on the internet now, in your own home for a fraction of the cost. So this movie here we've got is a superhero movie, Disco Diva, who's on the trail of the deadly clown ninja gang. We're going to see her go from being given the call to action to actually taking on the clown gang and then seeing how that goes. So very quickly we'll fire the movie up, and as we're doing that we'll just bring your attention to these kind of features. You can add some subtitles, like I say, you can add music, you can add sound effects, but for me the coolest thing you can do is you can record your own dialogue. So if you've got some friends and you want to get together, make a movie, you can write a script, you can then get together and record your own voiceovers, you can record your own sound effects. There's pretty much no limit on what you can do with that kind of functionality. So here we see our heroine getting the call to action. She goes, she gets changed, comes out in her superhero costume, and now she's going to go and take on the deadly clown ninja gang. So this guy here is getting mugged, and now he's about to take on our heroine. So before we do that, we'll just add some quick subtitles. So there you go, we can quickly and easily add that kind of stuff in. This guy takes a punch, you get the whole pow kind of effect. And from there you can go on and do all kinds of extra editing things that you would expect from high-end editing software, like the ability to cut scenes into sections. You can drag and drop the order, you can change things on the fly. And once you're happy with the movie, you can render it out. It saves that as a file compatible with all PCs. And then you can upload that movie to our website. The game website will then allow other users of the game to score your movie, give it like a rating, and there'll be an online competition, so you can have the ability to win prizes, unlock extra content, and then it's almost like having your own Best Picture award as voted by the other users of the game. So there's a huge amount of functionality there as well. Okay, this is the movies. It's being developed by Lionhead, published by Activision for fall 2005, and the game's coming out on PC for Windows.
You're headed to the slam.
And action!
Taste this, spaceman.
Your bullets have no effect on me.
I'm going to beat you.
Officer, officer. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it.
Booyah!
Only one limo? Can we get a heavier camera? When's lunch? This location is all wrong. Now I smell Best Picture.
I left Broadway for this.
And action.
I've trained my whole life for this moment.
Is that a casting director? Oh, you're kidding. I have a headshot.
I can't wait that long. You're fired.
Fired? No, you're fired.
Wait.
It's my breath, isn't it?
Go eat.